Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets, here on YouTube, and by the title you can tell that this is a collaboration with my other friend Anya. So yes, you're getting two Anyas for the price of one today. So please go check out the other Anya. She will be linked up in the cards and in the description box down below. And subscribe, let her know I sent you, show her some love. I love Anya so much. We have done a few collabs together. I'll try to link them in the cards throughout this video. And we haven't collabed in a while, so we thought, what a perfect time to do it than now. So we are doing a Shop My Stash collaboration. So I have gone through my makeup collection and chosen a bunch of products that I used to use all the time and haven't used in a while. And I'm really excited about it because there are some products that I completely forgot about, and I'm just excited to use them today. So it's going to be a full face, and the palette that we're going to be using, so this has a little story. This is the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette, and when you remove the sleeve, which this still has the sleeve because it is brand new and it is just black. I kind of wish it matched the unicarton, like the sleeve. And the reason that this is a brand new palette is because I actually owned a different one and it broke. Some of the shades broke, so I ended up repurchasing it when it was on sale. So I did used to use it all the time, but had to repurchase it. So I'm going to use my MAC paint stick as always because I really don't use any other eyeshadow primer other than that for the most part, at least not older. So I've always used the MAC paint stick, so that's what I'm going to stick with. So that will probably be the only product, that and maybe a brow product, because I've still been using the same brow products for years. So I don't really have a huge variety of brow products. I kind of just have one or two in my collection at the same, at any given time, and it's always the same two. So, but other than that, I've gone through and chosen some different products. So I'm just going to stamp that on. So yeah, Anya does all kinds of videos. She does tag videos. She does will I buy it or not videos. She does, like in terms of new makeup releases, she does that, I believe, every Sunday. And then she also does redesigning palettes. So she goes on her computer and she actually redesigns palettes that have come out and kind of changes what she would like changed about the palette, which I think is really cool, and talks about it and why. She's done a few videos on consumerism, and she just has a really nice variety on her channel, and I really love watching her. She's very fun to watch, and she's a really good friend. So I'm really excited to be doing this collab with her. I'm going to start out by going into the shade Princess, which is this shade right here, and this brush is just stained. At least that's what I'm hoping, pretty sure. Anytime I use blue eyeshadow or purple eyeshadow, there's always a chance that it is going to stain my brush. But I think that this palette is so beautiful. I don't know why I don't use it more. Well, I guess I kind of do, because it's pretty much a neutral palette. So that is why. But for a neutral palette, it's really beautiful. And I think that Colored Raine has a really good formula. So I'm really excited to use this today. When it first came out, I had to have it. Bought it on, I believe, the first pre-order. There's Sophie. I think I bought it the first pre-order. And I was so glad that I did. And then it was out of stock for a while, and it was supposed to be limited edition originally, and then they brought it back because people loved it. Really quick, before we go any further, I put on my moisturizer already, but I want to put on this primer. So I'm going to do the Peachy, this is the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Primer from Too Faced, and I did, this is the travel size one. I do have the full size one as well. This is not my favorite primer. I love the way it smells, but in terms of making my makeup last, I don't know that it necessarily really helps, but we're also going to use the foundation, the setting powder, and the setting spray of the Primed and Peachy today. So I'm just going to take this big brush. I don't know if you guys watch Smoky Glow, but she always uses this brush. And I was like, I have that brush, but I never knew what to do with the brush. So I started putting my primer on it when I saw her do it, and I really like the way it applies. So I'll try to remember to link her channel. But I normally do my primer off camera, so you guys don't see it. Okay, so the next shade I'm going to go into, I think, is going to be the shade Empress. Maybe this one. Do I want that shade? No, I think I'm going to go into Ladyship. This one right here. I was trying to think if I wanted to add orange to the look, but I don't know that I do. And I think this will definitely be a different look for me because it will be kind of a neutral glam look with this palette. But that's exciting because I like doing different things. You guys are so used to seeing colorful, colorful, colorful from me. And Anya also really loves colorful makeup looks. So don't expect a neutral look from her. Although I'm doing one, so you never know. But I can't wait to see what products she chose for her Shop My Stash. And I am going to be actually doing Shop My Stash as a on a regular basis on my channel. Just to, you know, incorporate a bunch of the makeup that I have not used in a while and need to, because we get so caught up in, you know, I have to have this and I have to have that, and it's hard to say no sometimes, at least for me. And it's also hard to remember to go back and give some love to the products that I already have that I love, because I bought them for a reason, right? So I'm just putting some glitter glue on the rest of my eye because most of the other shades are going to be shimmers. I was swatching eyeshadows earlier from different palettes, trying to decide which one I wanted to do. And I came up with this one because, like I said, I haven't used it since I repurchased it, like replacing it. And then I also figured I should use it because it's beautiful and it's different for me. So I'm going to go into the shade Noble Woman, which is this beautiful shimmery like red shade. Oh, I think this palette is underrated. Like, I don't see people really using it much anymore. And if you like neutral palettes, then you'll definitely love it. And I know Colored Raine is available at some stores. I know that they were available at Target for a while. I don't know if that's still the case. Somebody let me know down below. And I believe they're available at Ulta, I want to say. But I own quite a bit of Colored Raine eyeshadows, and I love their formula. So now I think I'm going to go into the shade Your Majesty. Why not? This is like a bronzy gold shade. And I'm actually going to be, I say I'm actually going to be honest. I'm always honest, but I'm going to tell you guys. So the one that I had before this was when, like I said, when it first came out. And I feel like they changed the formula. I feel like they improved it, because this formula to me seems easier to work with than what I remember from the palette initially. So that makes me happy, because while the palette I've always found beautiful, I thought when I first tried it out, I thought that the shimmers were kind of crumbly, And now I'm going into the shade Crown, which is a beautiful white kind of duochrome shade. And I'm just gonna pop that in the very inner part of my lid. And so far, these are not crumbly at all. So I am loving that. And then I was gonna say, then I'm gonna go off camera and do my base, but no, today I'm doing my base with you guys. I might do my brows off camera just because, like I said, there's nothing new. All right, let me grab a makeup wipe. I'm trying to think, I think I want to deepen up the outer V just a little bit. I'm going to take more of that Ladyship shade and just make sure that I like the depth on the outer portion. Let me know down below if you guys have this palette or if you have any of the other colored Raine palettes. I actually wanted to get one of their mystery boxes, but I never did because I bought some other stuff and I was just like, I don't need it. Oh yeah, I like that with it deeper. Okay, so my favorite makeup wipes are and always have been the Neutrogena makeup wipes. Either the blue or the purple or the one for sensitive eyes, any of the three. I just love the Neutrogena makeup wipes. I feel like they're the only ones that fully take off like a full face of makeup for me. I've tried other ones and they work okay, but they're not great. So I always go back to those. All right. And after I do my brows, I'll put something on the brow bone. Okay, so the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation is still in the box. Why? Because after I reviewed it, I was going to return it, and then I just didn't. And I don't know, it's not that I don't like it, or that I didn't like it when I tried it, it's that it just wasn't my favorite. And I have the shade Snow, and look at how yellow that is. That, I mean, that doesn't look like snow to me. It's just not, I find that Too Faced foundations for me are very yellow toned. Even their neutral shades are, look at how yellow that is. That is not, that should not be called Snow. I know they have one called Swan, which might be a little bit lighter. But for me, it was more about the tone than not liking the formula. I love the scent. I love the scent of their whole peach line. And this peach line, I mean, once I blend it in, I can make it work. And I add a little bit of the NYX foundation mixer sometimes into my foundations, but I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite at the time, but my skin has changed, which is another reason why I thought I should give it another shot, because I still own it and I still haven't returned it. So I also don't think it's a fully matte foundation, but I could be wrong. On me, I just don't feel like it's, I don't feel like it's matte, and I don't feel like it's, I mean, maybe it's full coverage. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I like to go in with the sponge and just tap it out just to make sure that there aren't any lines, because I don't know about you guys, but I get lines from brushes no matter what I do, no matter what brush I use, no matter what technique I use. I always get lines. I cannot express how excited I am to see what products the other Anya uses. I call her the other Anya. So I'm going to go into the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I love this concealer, but once I replaced my Shape Tape that I had run out of, I kind of tossed it to the side and only started using the Shape Tape. I am a creature of habit. I have a little stand here, you know, a little vanity. I know sometimes you guys can see when I move to the side or something, you can see all the makeup that I have on the vanity, that it's just to give me options. But anyhow, so I have a lot to choose from, but whatever's here is what I will use. And I'm very bad about going into my makeup collection and pulling out other products that aren't already right in front of me. So that is another reason why I wanted to do this, because I really wanted to. I think I took way too much of that. I don't know why I did that, because normally I don't use that much foundation, and I'm also, my sponge is not necessarily freshly wet, so let me just take some of that away with the brush. But yeah, I'll use whatever's in front of me for weeks, months at a time. And so I'm really bad about going into my collection and pulling out different ones and using them. So that is another reason, like I said, why we decided to do this and why it's going to become a regular thing on my channel, because I have a lot of nice stuff that I want to use, you know. Anything that I don't want to use, I have either gifted to a friend or donated to a women's shelter. So everything I have left I kept for a reason. So this is the Peach Perfect powder. This is one of my favorite powders of all time. But once I got the Jeffree Star powder and also the Maybelline Fit Me powder, I did not use this anymore. And so, in fact, I don't even remember how to open it. There we go. I was like knocking it to get some into the lid, and I hadn't even opened the sifter part yet. But this powder is gorgeous. And it tastes good. I say that because just now when I was talking, like it gets in the air and you can taste it, and it's sweet. It's just sweet. It tastes good. And it smells amazing. And what I like about these products too, like when I use the Peach Perfect setting spray, setting spray, it'll smell when I put it on, but it won't linger. Like I won't smell like it all day. Same thing with the Peach Perfect powder. Unlike the Coty Airspun powder, even though I love that powder, and it's a great drugstore option if you can stand the smell, which I can. I mean, I like the way it smells, but it's very strong and you smell like it for most of the day. Whereas with this stuff, it smells and you enjoy the smell while you're doing your makeup, but then the smell dissipates, which I also like. And that is one thing that I've noticed about the Jeffree Star Starberry setting spray, is that that smell does not go away. I smelled that for a while. So I am going to do my brows really quick off camera with the e.l.f. brow pencil. That's what I'm using right now, and I will be right back. Okay, brows are on. I tried to unpause like 20 times. Okay, so I'm gonna go into, and this is for my Project Pan friends. I have Pan. So this is my original butter bronzer from Physicians Formula in the shade Light Bronzer. So the reason I don't use this as much anymore is because I now have the regular bronzer shade. And before, when I used to get a little bit more sun, now I just hide in the shadows, it wasn't dark enough on me. And the bronzer shade, like the one that's a little bit darker, is the perfect shade, or was the perfect shade for me. This, however, seems to be working now. And also, I'm really liking the way that this Too Faced foundation is looking. I think that the last time I used it, I believe that my skin was different, because my skin, I've been drinking way more water. My skin used to be more dry. So all of these things can change, you know, your opinion on a product. And I think that that's what had happened with me. And also, I do think that I am more fair now, because in all honesty, I don't, you know, I try to stay out of the sun. I wear sunscreen. I'm better about that. So I think that's why that bronzer seems to work a little bit better. So one of the blushes that I used to love is from Lancome. It's called Blush Subtle Shimmer, and it is in the shade Shimmer Mocha Havana. And the lid is broken from it, but I still love her. And I have used a lot of her. There's like a dip in there. You probably can't see it, but I even still have this little brush in there. Okay, so it's just like a really neutrally mauve kind of blush, which I think I don't gravitate towards as much because I like kind of a more impactful blush now than I used to. So I think that's why I haven't gravitated towards it. And then I'm gonna spray my face. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach Setting Powder. If I could change one thing about this setting powder, I would make it have the same aerosol spray as the Morphe setting spray, because that Morphe setting spray has the best mister, like, of life. And I would 100% want every setting spray to have that. So for my highlighter, I'm going to go in with Sarcophagus. I bought this on a whim because the palette that it comes in, he has 2 face palettes for highlighter. Well, now he has more, but at the time he only had the 2, the Platinum Ice and the Gold something or other. And at the time I thought, well, that's the only shade in that palette I'd be able to wear. So I didn't buy the palette, and then he came out with Sarcophagus by itself, and I always saw him use it, so I decided to buy it as a single. Now I would probably buy the palette, but I just think it's really, really pretty. And when I got it, that was all that I used, because it's kind of an icy white gold. I don't know. I like it. I just dropped my lip color, so hold on one moment. I've literally dropped this lip color that I'm planning on using today like 75 times now. Okay, so the mascara I'm going to use is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is one that I got in my BoxyCharm, so it's newer. It's not from my stash from, you know, forever ago, because I wouldn't hang on to mascara for that long. But this is from my BoxyCharm, and I just didn't really use it because, I don't know, it just isn't my favorite formula anymore. Now that I've tried like the Princess Lash Mascara, which is only $4.99 instead of being like 20 some dollars like this one, and the Bad Gal Bang, which is I think around the same price as this one, I just think is better, especially when you get it in the mini. So I just did my top lashes, but we still need to do the lower lash line. I'm gonna let that dry. And for my lower lash line, I'm gonna take my, I have 2 eyeliners here that I pulled out. Makeup Geek Obsidian and my highliner from Marc Jacobs in the shade Taboo. I think I'm gonna use the Makeup Geek one. This is, like I said, in the shade Obsidian. I bought their eyeliner set when they released them, and I really like them. They're very creamy, they're easily blendable. You can work with them for a little bit before they dry down, and they pretty much stay for most of the day. And then I got the Urban Decay eyeliner Volt, and then I got the ColourPop eyeliners, and so I just kind of stopped using them as much. I'm just blending that out with a pencil brush because these are really creamy, and if you don't blend them out, then you can have a little issue with them staying if you put too much product on. Okay, so now let's put this peach. I swear that was my lip color again. Maybe I'm not meant to wear that lip color. Okay, we'll get that later. So I'm gonna go into the shade Queen Mother, which is this shimmery purple up here, and I'm gonna put that on my lower lash line. I love that shade so much. I've done that shade on the lid before too, and it's really pretty. And it just gives that black liner kind of like a plum effect. Okay, and now cleaning off the brush, I'm going to use the shade Crown as my inner corner highlight. And I'm also going to put it on my brow bone, because that's the one thing I don't like about the MAC paint stick, is that if you don't put something on your brow bone and kind of blend it out, it can just leave like a stark white cast. Although I'm putting a stark white shade on my brow bone, but that's okay. At least it looks blended out and not choppy. It is so hot here, you guys, today. It is 108 degrees, which for Celsius people, that is 42. And it is 114 with the heat index, and that would be 46 degrees Celsius. So yeah, it is miserable outside, and whenever it's miserable outside, ACs have a hard time keeping up. But I am ready for fall, 1000% ready for fall. Who's with me? Whoever's with me, put a pumpkin emoji in the comment section. Let me grab my lip color for the 27th time and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the Milani Amore Metallics Lip Cream, and it's in the shade Cinematic Kiss. I honestly bought this because I saw Jeffree Star use it in a video, and Milani lip products do not have my favorite scent, and that is why I have not reached for it as much. It is a beautiful formula. There's a dog hair. It is a beautiful formula. It's a beautiful color. A lot of people like the scent. I think it smells weird. If you've ever smelled a Kylie Cosmetics lip kit, it smells the exact same as those. And it's just not my favorite smell. I don't even know that this is the right lip color for what I'm going for, but it's what we're using. So it's really pretty. It almost has like a bubblegum smell, but like a weird bubblegum smell. I don't know how to explain it, but it is going in my box, and then I won't have to use it again until I get through all my lip colors. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you go enter my giveaway that I'm doing with Debbie Knoblauch. All the information for the lipstick challenge and giveaway will always be in my description box. So this is now going in my box, which is getting heavier, not gonna lie. I'm just gonna spray my face one more time. I actually need to replace this and my Sweet Peach setting powder, because these two products, no matter what else I buy, I will always have them in my collection if I can help it, because I love them so much. So I've really missed using them, and actually I'm really happy we did this, because I am very happy with the finished look, and I'm so glad that I finally got to pull out my Queen of Hearts palette again and use it, because she is so beautiful, and I definitely recommend this palette. It is one of my favorite warm neutral palettes on the market. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what palette you guys have that you don't use, that you want to use more. And I challenge you guys to do a look with it, because I think it's a great idea. And I would not have come up with this look if I hadn't done this. So thank you so much, Anya, for doing this collaboration with me. You know, I love you so much, and I'm so lucky to call you my friend, and I'm glad that we were able to do another collab. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. And make sure you go check out Anya, subscribe, show her some love, and let her know I sent you. Love you guys.